Kia ora, and welcome to day 24, the last day of the Beer Jerk Advent Calendar Drink Along. I'm Matt.
I'm Luke.
And I'm Joe.
I don't know why I said I'm Matt. I meant to say he's Matt. It's been a long day already.
Well, it's Christmas Eve, Joe.
It is Christmas Eve, yes.
It's a wonderful day. I mean, it's bittersweet. It's a little bit sad that the Advent is over. But we're going out on a high because it's a pretty good beer we're drinking this day.
So this is Glory by Small Gods Brewing.
The exclamation mark is very important.
Ideally block caps, but certainly with an exclamation mark. Part of this year's Small Gods Festive Trilogy. Our series of beers celebrating festivity, good times, Northern Hemisphere Christmas, desserts, and as you can see, a series of cans inspired by Christmas baubles, decorations. Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, to you, Joe, for curating a fantastic selection of 24 beers.
Thanks.
Great work, yeah.
It's been very fun.
I hope everyone will agree with me that it's been a roller coaster. There's been highs, there's been higher highs.
Yeah.
Every beer's been a banger.
Yeah. Highs on the Fridays where we've smashed some really strong beers, and some lovely highs on Mondays when we drank nice light pilsners and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's been good fun.
And cheers to you, Matt, for putting together a bloody delicious recipe.
Well, it's been really fun watching the Beer Jerk Advent Calendar from the outside this year, and been enjoying a bunch of the beers and watching the videos with you guys. And this year's Christmas trilogy. So this is the third beer in this year's Christmas trilogy. Those of you who are Beer of the Week members will have had the third one, Rejoice, a couple of days ago, which was our cherry and raspberry imperial stout. And I think, as Luke mentioned, this is a orange and clove Belgian dark strong. And we were on the fence about calling it a Belgian dark strong or a kind of Belgian imperial stout, because it's kind of a hybrid between the two. It's got a bit more of a imperial stout base to it than you'd usually expect from a dark strong. But we kind of wanted to bring in that kind of dark chocolate note to play with the orange and the cloves. And inspired by a pomander, which is, I don't know if anyone else remembers making them as kids, but like you get an orange and you stick a bunch of cloves in it and you hang it up with a ribbon, and that's festive for some reason.
Yeah, there's probably a story behind that. Maybe we should have looked into a Small Gods, but yeah, probably goes back into history.
Yeah,
of
it's
people.
been busy.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, obviously these are three completely different standalone beers, but people are going to judge them in series because we've released them as a trilogy. And this is, it's quite different to the other two that are obviously stouts and sort of different levels of sweetness. You've got Rejoice, that's quite a sweet beer, with a good amount of lactose. But this is definitely more on the, obviously there's no milk sugar in this one at all. And it's, it's got that orange character, and the clove just gives it that real odd. It's a unique character. You don't get that clove that's that strong in many beers. Obviously you get clovey esters sometimes.
Yeah, it's super earthy, and I actually find clove is quite numbing in the mouth, and I actually notice a little bit of that drinking this beer.
Well, so to make it, we took a big, obviously, imperial dark beer base. We fermented it with a Belgian Abbey yeast, which has kind of dried it out. So as Luke mentioned, there's not a lot of sweetness in there. The yeast kind of takes it a bit further to aid that perception of dryness. And we kind of stress that yeast out a little. So those Belgian Abbey yeasts tend to produce kind of clove-like spice esters and phenols as they ferment. So that's a bit present. We hopped it with Mandarina Bavaria, both on the hot side and in the dry hop, to kind of aid in kind of the roundness of that orange character. And then it was dosed with some orange peel and a clove tincture that we made up from freshly toasted and ground cloves. And kind of just to really kind of accentuate those that orange and clove note that are present from the hops and from the yeast, but trying to kind of take it to the next level.
Yeah, we always enjoy using spices in our beers, and that's not a new thing in beer. People have spiced beers forever, basically. It's not some sort of newfangled young craft beer brewer type thing. And it's just nice getting some high quality spices and sort of making up tinctures and sampling with them and dosing rates. And this is definitely going to be divisive.
Yeah.
But the same whenever anyone uses adjuncts in beers, you're always going to have people that say, "Oh, it's way too clovey," or "I can't taste the cloves," and that's just the nature of people's mouths, I suppose.
I feel like this is going to be this year's Gaspar compared to the much more agreeable
easy wins
stouts.
Yeah.
This one is the slightly more challenging one.
Yeah, with the Christmas beers, we tend to do kind of one super cakey, sweet and accessible one.
Yeah.
One kind of middle of the road, interesting one, and then one really kind of out there aggressive one. And that's definitely this one in this year's series. It's kind of really designed as something that you've never tried before, and it's supposed to challenge people.
Yeah. And again, a sipper.
Yeah.
I think it's one. It's fucking Christmas Eve. People can drink it whenever they want. So yeah, maybe you are just waking up in the Christmas Eve morning and cracking a can and starting the day right.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I always say, it's definitely for me. I like beers like this in the evening, after dark. Something to sip on for quite a while.
Yeah. You know the thing that we've forgotten to say again that we forget every time. Let this beer warm up.
I think people know that by now.
They do, but it's as we've said, it's a sipper. So either drink it over the course of an hour or two as it warms, or stick it in the oven after the turkeys come out. Let it come up a bit after you've had it in the fridge, and it really opens up as it warms in temperature.
Lovely bit of oven beer. Can't beat it. And it's been another pretty busy beer for Small Gods. Quite a few interesting releases, and a few more in the pipeline.
Yeah, we've got some really exciting stuff lined up. We have 2 new beers that are about to be released, which I'm really excited about. One that I've been wanting to brew for a really long time, that has finally come to fruition, and one which is kind of a new and interesting take on a traditional style, which is something that, as you know, at Small Gods we love to do. So and then 3 new beers coming up in the early part of next year, which have not been brewed yet, but they are going to be probably next week, and we'll find out more of those in the near future.
Yeah, so might be 5 Small Gods releases in January.
Yeah.
So, kicking off the year with a bang.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
ending the year with a bang. Thanks for joining us. As I said yesterday, kind of feel like it'd be fun to do this like every month, just an advent calendar.
Yeah, not the packing and planning. And
Just do one 365-day advent calendar.
Yeah.
Or, get this, one advent calendar that goes all year,
Okay.
and we deliver 6 beers every 6 weeks.
Oh, it keeps it fresh. I like it.
Yeah, and we're not bogging people down with a beer a day, it's 1 a week.
That's 1 beer a week.
One
so it's
beer
like
a
an
week.
advent calendar with 1 beer a week.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a cool idea.
that'll be good.
Well, luckily for you, we actually started doing that nearly 9 years ago. That is exactly what the Beer Jerk Beer of the Week subscription is. So for nearly 9 years, every single week on Thursday night, we've done exactly this. And also we sent an email out with tasting notes, an album match, food pairings. So if you want to get more of this in your life, more of us chatting to you about interesting beers and reading about the stories of the people behind them and the beer styles, go sign up to the Beer Jerk subscription. It costs $8 a week. And there's a lot of really good stuff coming up, including an exclusive import from Mountain Culture.
Yeah, so we've recently had the Mountain Culture 12-pack and Mountain Culture 6-pack on the website.
Yeah.
Down to our last few of those. Those have flown out.
Yeah,
and
basically gone.
I secured a pretty exciting collaboration they did.
With Sierra Nevada, you can say,
Yeah, and then also another really great beer from them, and that is only for that calendar.
Yeah.
Not that calendar, that subscription. I only got enough for that box, so it didn't make it into the mix packs.
Yeah, get involved. Well, I hope you're having a brilliant Christmas Eve. We've still got some 6-packs of these, so if you wanted to stock up on some of these, get involved.
And drink some of it next year. Pretty much all of the Christmas beers will taste probably better next year, maybe even the year after that. And I'm going to go home and find out if it's the year after that, because I've got some of 3 years ago stashed away for this Christmas, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
And as we said on day one, for us at Small Gods, it's one of our favourite things to do in the whole year. We look forward to Christmas and releasing these beers, and it's just so awesome just to think of people like on Christmas Eve or with their Christmas dinner, drinking our festive beers. It's just cool that we've created this tradition.
Yeah.
That's hopefully part of your tradition as well. Drinking our beers at Christmas time. It's great to be part of that. Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
Until next time. Merry Christmas.